sad about it, and I just wish that I could be in my own home with my kids right now rather than like out here. But it's a beautiful day, and I'm trying to pick up the vibe and enjoy it. We've been sleeping on the sidewalk since June 9th. In this country, it's not an acceptable reason to break up families. Issues of poverty, and issues of poverty include housing, food, and clothing. Those are all issues that are expected to be resolved in the eyes of the United States Constitution, and not reasons to separate a mom from her baby or her children. So I keep on, holding on to whatever hope is left that my human rights, constitutional rights, and civil rights will be upheld, and that this situation will be corrected. Because what other choice do I have? I can't give up. But it's a really warm day. The sun is really hot. I'm going to do a couple of sand laps, like from volleyball post to volleyball post, and try to just stay as positive as I can. I know I sound kind of like low vibe right now, but I promise you, my vibe is actually a lot lower than it sounds right now. I'm really doing my best to push myself. I just want to cry. Like, I don't want to cry. I just feel like crying. Like, I miss my kids so bad. And everything that they're going through, like, they need me. And I feel so powerless and just, I don't know, it just sucks. But like I said, keeping up some things that I've been doing to keep up my vibe are, number one, keeping up my appearance. As a homeless person or someone who is without a house currently, it is humiliating to have an odor. It is humiliating to not have clean clothing. It is humiliating to look like bogus as a result of the homelessness, not being able to properly care for yourself. Those things are unacceptable in my book. And so I think that every single human being should have regular access to a house, their own home with their own shower and toilet and sleeping space and a place to prepare food. There are some people like the elderly, and people who are disabled who may benefit from hotel boutique style forever housing, and they can live there and have a cafeteria on the first floor and not have to prepare their own food as long as they have a room and a toilet. But I wouldn't qualify as one of those. I have 4 children who I need to cook for and provide a safe home for, and just a big family, So I keep praying that the solutions are going to kind of pop up. I keep on applying for jobs. I've not heard back from anyone. For anyone who knows, I have 10 years of experience in the healthcare field, working in both front and back end medical office, so clinical medical assisting, administrator work, executive calendar management, scheduling, calling patients with their test results, changes in dosing, diabetic education, nutrition, diabetic instruction, glucometer instruction, insulin instruction, insulin pump instruction, issues of thyroid, thyroiditis, hypothyroidism, Graves' disease, what else? Adrenal insufficiencies, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, all sorts of autoimmune support. So I've done a lot with regards to healthcare and been a support person for many, a whole lot of people in my years. I've also been administrative support for a cardiology practice, as well as clinical support for sterile procedures, including laser vein ablations, spider veins, varicose veins, which are basically venous insufficiencies that need to be shut down by cauterization. And the way we would go about that was the doctor would scrub into a sterile procedure. We would surround the vein, isolate the vein with saline to prevent burning tissue that is not the insufficient vein. And with ultrasound guidance, we would insert a sheath which had a laser in the center of it, retract the sheath a tiny bit, and then apply heat through the laser. And what happens is all of the blood that's pooled in the insufficient vein, it cauterizes and it begins to come out of the opening, and the vein collapses and the blood flow is rerouted to sufficient veins that are, in working order. So I've pretty much done it all when it comes to healthcare. I've also worked in hospitality, event planning, bartending, serving. I've cleaned businesses, commercial cleaning. I've cleaned boats with a power washer in between parties and, boatings. I have driven DoorDash as the Dasher of the Month. I have worked for bankers. I've worked in law firms. I've run my own businesses. I've worked in sales, renewable energy sales, sunglasses sales, beauty accessory sales, all self-owned direct-to-consumer sales endeavors. And I've been successful in all of those. So when I make these for the records, I really want everyone to know that I am being denied the opportunity to earn income. And I have been for quite some time now. I had a Cash App set up where I was receiving donations and doing fundraising for my situation, and that Cash App was hijacked by I don't know who, people who take pleasure in calling me names, and I don't know why, and so the Cash App was shut down, and that's upsetting to me because that was the way that I was paying my phone bill and buying my hygiene items and things of that nature. So we're just trying to keep the vibe high despite all of those letdowns. I have some other personal things going on despite what I've just described to you. I'm worried about my children. VLAW is an acronym for my kids: Viviana, Lewis, Alexis, Weston. Viviana is 17, Lewis is 16, Alexis is 10, and Weston is 5 months old. He'll be 6 months old in 2 weeks. I'm concerned about them. I'm concerned about myself. As you know, I'm sleeping on a sidewalk, and I'm being denied shelter, which is my human right. I've gone to 311. I went to 311 the duration of my pregnancy. I'm being denied, the most basic of human necessities by being forced to live outside on a sidewalk. I have to wake up in the morning and look for a restroom. I have to throw away my breast milk so that I can sustain my supply. Otherwise, I won't be able to feed my son, and I want him to be breastfed full time. I'm hoping and praying that if there's any sort of justice left in this country, my son will be returned to me, urgently, and I'll be able to exclusively breastfeed him in the next month or two. With that being said, I have to continue pumping even when he's not with me so that I can sustain my milk supply. So I have to, I wake up in the morning, I pump, I go looking for a restroom to brush my teeth, wash my pump, dump the milk, fix my hair, and, go potty. And it's just inhumane. I don't know what's going to happen, when I get my period in a few weeks. It's just going to make everything a lot more difficult. The last time this happened, I woke up, in these sets of circumstances, and I was bleeding so much. I had blood all over my pants, and I had to walk around for a good mile or two with blood to my knees of my pants, looking for clean pants, and money for pads and tampons. No one is supposed to live in the street, but most certainly not a woman. So this has been very difficult. Not a mother, but I'm holding on for dear life and grateful to be alive and praying for resolution soon. So that's my update. I hope you guys have a great day.